Hey guys, I'd like for us to talk for a minute today about cell phones. And this can be a little tricky because cell phones have really made my life easier. So it'd be a little tough for me to put them down. I can remember when I first started this business, whenever I went out at night, I had to take a pocket full of change so that I could seek out a payphone to call patients back when they were ill. And sometimes those payphones were in the rain. I'm never going back. And as a society and culture, we're not going back on cell phones. It's been too much of a benefit. The fact you can keep up and find your kids, the fact that we can have them available in case of emergency, they're too valuable of a tool for us to walk back. But having said that, I think we all recognize that there's some problems associated with cell phones, primarily in the form of excess amounts of social media and excess availability of pornographic material. And so I think we have to think about what things we can do to protect our children, give them a chance to mature perhaps a little more before being exposed to excesses of those kind of things. So we've had phones for the last 100 years, and we've talked on the phone, and that didn't really cause us that much trouble. And so I think the solution to this is that for children under the age of 18, we may have to have them limited to voice-only cell phones. And that way we can still contact them to change plans. They still have the availability of a phone in case of emergency, but it would limit the quantity of social media and the quantity of pornographic material that's available and bombarding them, in fact, on a constant basis. I would have said this wasn't possible if I hadn't seen what happened in my lifetime with smoking. As a culture, we decided that smoking had gotten where it was too much of a good thing, and that at all times and at all places might be more than our culture needed. And so even though I didn't think it would happen near as quickly as it did, because of the will of the people, that situation changed. So I think in this case, we'll probably need to start with the schools, and perhaps we'll have it where schools and school districts may restrict phones to voice only. Eventually, a legislative push might even occur where we could make it like cigarettes, where you can't buy cigarettes until you're 18. Now, certainly that doesn't mean that our children don't get access to cigarettes occasionally. Doesn't mean they won't have access still to social media and some of the other risk of pornographic media. Certainly they'll still have their computers that need to be monitored. But if we can limit this constant bombardment with the cell phones, I think that would be a step in the right direction. So, like I said, I think that cell phones are a wonderful tool. We're not ever going to walk those back. I think the parents are going to demand that they continue to have that access to their children. But I think if we can postpone the pressures of social media and the pornographic material until an older age, and then once they're 18, at that point they're adults. You get your smartphone, and you're just like the rest of us out there, where we just have to fight the evils of our smartphones as best we can. So I think this is something for us to talk about and think about, and I hope that'll help.